Hey, what's going on guys, Wingsman here and welcome back to another episode of our Skyblock Survival in Minecraft Pocket Edition. In the previous episode we'll build this amazing barn where our animals are going to live in, and today we're gonna take care of this surrounding area because our animals need to have a nice area to roam around and be free around the barn. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. And without further ado, let's get right into today's episode. So guys, from now on we're gonna be starting every episode inside our barn because that's where our subscriber wall is. I already added the first person to our sub wall and I already have a couple more people waiting in line. All you have to do to actually get your name on the subscriber wall is just keep doing what you're doing, supporting the channel and this series by just leaving a like and commenting, and who knows, maybe in the next episode your name will be right there. But the first person that we're gonna be adding to our subscriber wall is Mustang Girl 3374. I know her from Broke Rock and that's not the reason I'm adding her. The reason I'm adding her is because she's been supporting this channel and this series for a very long time, and she's always leaving an absolutely amazing comments which I really appreciate a ton. And one of the things that I didn't want to do is just have your guys' name over here. Actually, you have a sign of your choosing, the color of the text of your choosing, and also an item in the item frame of your choosing, which doesn't have to be obtained in survival. If I have to, I'm going to get it from creative. For example, Mustang Girl chose the diamond horse armor, which I would normally be able to obtain in normal survival, but of course because we are playing on the skyblock I don't really have a way of getting it, so I went in creative and actually put it over here, even though I absolutely hate going in creative, but I'm going to do it for you guys. So Mustang, welcome to the subwall. You're the first person we officially added to our subwall, and you deserve it 1000% for the continuous support you have been showing. Thank you so much for that, and of course massive shout out to you. The link for her channel will be in the top of the description. I highly encourage you guys to check it out. She makes absolutely amazing content, and again massive thank you for the support and welcome to the subwall. Guys, I did some of the work off camera. As you can see, instead of the torches we have some lanterns which I think look absolutely amazing. I had to spend a little bit of the money to get them, but it was definitely worth it. I think they look absolutely amazing. But adding the lanterns is not the only thing that I did off camera. If you follow me on Twitter, you would know that we expanded this island quite a bit. Previously the circle was 50 and right now it's 100, so this is absolutely massive area for animals to live in. And looks like we have another traveling merchant which is really close to the edge. Come on, don't fall right there. Can we trade with you? Let's see what is he actually offering. I think these items are really cool. We can definitely use some ice to actually make our farms a little bit more efficient. I think this is really cool. We can also use maybe some sea pickles for decoration and stuff. So I definitely don't want to lose you. You can see we already have some leads over here, and unfortunately one of our llamas that we had previously died, but another bunch of these guys spawned and we got another white one. And another thing that we got from the animals is these skeleton horses, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse game. And they killed me a bunch of times, but I was able to save 3 horses, which is absolutely amazing. But I definitely want to save that guy because I think the ice is has a really nice price and we can definitely use that, but I have no idea how we can actually pull him. Let's try to maybe leash one of these guys, and never mind, that's just gonna remove them. Okay, let's just unleash you. How can we do this? I really don't want this guy to fall off. Let's maybe push the llama over here. Maybe that's gonna push him forwards, or maybe we're just going to kill him. Looks like he really doesn't want to move from that spot. Do I have any blocks on me? I don't really think so. You know what, I'm just gonna go and grab some blocks and try to nudge this guy to safety and try to keep him alive. Alright guys, I think he's safe. I had to nudge him all the way over here to the zombie pen, and unfortunately I had to kill our pet zombies. But I think these guys are supposed to despawn after a while, so I brought a little bit of money to actually trade and get as much of blue ice as we can possibly get. I mean, the trade is really not that great, but I think the ice is actually going to help us a lot. Well, I traded for some pickles and I don't really think that he is resetting. I'm not really sure if that's the part of the whole trading process with the wandering trader. but I never actually use this guy. So let's just spend a little bit more time. Maybe let's just get a little bit of these slime balls over here. Let's just get a little bit of the sand, Nautilus shell, and pretty much one bit of everything, and see if he's actually going to reset, or 32 is the max amount we were able to get out of him. And looks like he's not really resetting, and we can't get any more of the blue ice. Or this was a packed ice. I thought it was blue ice for a second, but I guess 32 packed ice is not really the worst thing in the world. We're gonna keep him over here. Maybe he's going to change his mind later. And looks like it's night, so I have to rush over to my bed because I definitely don't want to have a massive mob farm over there. So it's always handy to have your bed on your hand, I guess. But yeah, we are definitely gonna have a lot of work to do over here. We have some spiders. Let's just kill this guy really quick. But you can see, guys, that this area is absolutely massive. As I said, this starter circle was 50 and this one is 100. You can see we can just go over here, run, 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 and eventually we're gonna reach the ending point right there. But this is an absolutely massive area, and I think our animals are absolutely going to love it. But you can see that the back of the bar looks kind of bland, and I was thinking that maybe some custom trees are going to cover that, but we'll see how this goes. I didn't really think or plan this a lot at all, so I was just having one idea that I'm gonna put like some kind of the mountain over here with a waterfall, just having water kinda coming in a little pond where our animals can drink from. And for the rest of this area, I have really not think about it. Well, planning things ahead is definitely not a thing around here, so I guess we're just gonna go for it, just kind of wing it like we always do and see what's gonna happen. I did get a lot of the cobblestone and some stone to actually build this mountain, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a lot more and I need to get that. But I guess we have enough money that we can actually spend it on buying some of the resources that we need. So I guess I'm just gonna collect a little bit more and start working on the mountain. There we go, guys, the mountain is done. I'm really happy with this and hopefully it looks good from down below. But before we go down and check it out, I was thinking of what should we do next. I know that we want to place some trees around here, probably gonna do the same style as this, maybe some rocks and stuff, maybe even some kind of brand patch to basically be like a mud for the pigs. But for the other animals, I really have no clue what we're going to do, but I guess it will come as we go. If you guys have any suggestions or what could we do over here, definitely let me know in the comments. But I really really want to check this out. I'm really excited to see how is this going to look, so let's just go down and check this out. This is my first time actually seeing this fully completed, and I was going to do the time-lapse of the whole thing, but unfortunately I kinda ran out of the space on my phone. Basically I had like 5 videos that I didn't delete, all the recordings. I always delete them as soon as I upload, but this time I just kinda forgot, and basically I was able to time-lapse the whole thing. But right now we have enough space to actually record, so hopefully this is going to look nice. Okay, let's just do the reveal like that. And whoa, that looks a lot better than I actually expected. I think this now turned out really nicely. I really like that tree, even though it's a little bit messier than that one over there. But that looks absolutely amazing. Even the shapes over there, I really like this. I think it was a definitely good idea to have the dirt kind of sticking out of the kind of cliff side over here. It looks really cool, and that was kind of a feature that I wasn't really sure about, but it looks absolutely amazing. That little gap over there so we can see the waterfall, I think that turned out really nicely. We still have our crafting table which we need to take care of, But one thing that I'm kind of sad about is that we don't have andesite, and andesite is just one of those blocks that I was really missing when working on the stone build like this, because andesite and gravel are kind of essential when you are doing the texturing for like a cliff or a mountain that's completely made out of stone like this one. But I guess just having gravel over here and some cobblestone near the stone didn't really turn out that bad, and I really really like this mountain. I'm really happy with the way this turned out. But of course, this is a massive space that needs filling up, so I guess we're just gonna start with some more trees and just kind of fill up the space and see what we can do later. Alright guys, I planted some trees around, but there is still a lot more work to be done. But you can see that just having few trees over here definitely fills up the space really nicely, and I think the trees look really cool. None of them are exactly the same, which I really like, but you can see there is still a lot more free space that we need to fill in. And to be honest, I have no clue what I want to do for all the different animals, but I just noticed this guy and I definitely want to check out his trades because they despawn really quickly. Let's just grab this lead and hopefully he's going to have something nice to sell. Let's check you out. And okay, some glowstone, that's not really a terrible trade. Some buckets of fish, and I guess the only good thing would be to actually get some glowstone, so let me get some money and trade with this guy. Alright, there we go. 2 stacks should be more than enough because I'm pretty sure they kinda lock the trades relatively quickly. So let's just get as much glowstone as we can. And he locked at 6, which is really not that great. And can we buy anything else useful? You know what, let's just get some lily pads. Why not? They can be used as a real nice decoration. Let's just get as much of these guys as we can. And hopefully he's not gonna lock on like 10. Okay, 32, that's not terrible, that's really useful, and I guess that's pretty much all we really need. I have to say, I really like those traveling merchants. I mean, they're not really that useful, but they're selling some pretty cool stuff that we wouldn't be able to get normally in the skyblock over here. For example, these lily pads. Let's just put a couple of them over here. They definitely kind of spice up this area. Okay, we definitely don't want 2 of them that close to each other. But let's just spread some of them over here, and they make a really nice decoration inside of the pond. So I guess it was really worth it to kinda get them, and they seem to be spawning pretty regularly on this platform, which I'm really happy about. Let's just maybe place another one right there, why not? And there we go. I'm really starting to like this area, but there is a lot more work that we need to do. I need to kinda place some more trees around in this area. You can see this is pretty flat, and also I'm not sure if we're gonna do this right now or off camera. We need to kinda get a little bit of the fence action around here because we don't want our animals to risk falling down, or this guy just falling down randomly before we can actually trade with him. But I guess I'm gonna get to work, maybe put in some more rocks and stuff around here, and definitely see what we can do for different animals. I know I want to have like a little muddy area for the pigs, but I'm not really sure where exactly we're going to place that. So let me kind of think about some stuff, plant some more trees around here. But plant, I obviously mean build them from scratch, and we'll see what we can do. Well, I like building trees and all, but I don't want to build a single tree ever again. Well, at least not for today. We could probably use with some more trees, but guys, this took so long. I mean, getting the trunk was kind of easy, even though I had to get a random shape every time so we don't have matching trees. And the trunk took like 20 blocks at max, but the leaves took so long to actually place. I mean, trunk is 20 blocks at max, and you can see like leaves are like 100 per tree. So this took way longer than I expected just because of the leaves. But looks like we have ourselves another traveling merchant over here. I told you guys they're spawning like crazy. Let's just see what this guy has to offer. Maybe he's gonna have something useful. And there's ice again. I definitely want to grab some of that. And as you can see, I removed every single piece of wood from my inventory because I don't want to see anything wood related. Well, we can have torches, bows, and the tools and stuff, but I don't want to see oak wood or oak leaves again, at least again for today. But let's just go ahead and grab some money because I definitely want to buy some more ice, because it's definitely gonna come in handy when we are working on automated farms, and I'm gonna spare you guys the walk. I'm hoping this guy is going to give us another 32 pieces so we can have a stack of the ice, but let's just go ahead and buy as much as we can. And this is the blue ice, and the other one was packed. I guess he's not really going to give us that much. Looks like I'm gonna have to get a little bit more money. And blue ice is a little bit more slippery, not really that much, but it's definitely gonna be useful for our farms. There we go, two more stacks should do the trick. Let's just see how many we can actually get over here, and looks like 16 it is. I really wished we could like break this back to the packed ice and to the normal ice, because that way we would get like stacks of the normal ice, but I guess blue ice is not really that terrible. But one thing I noticed is that all four animals actually despawned. I'm not sure if it's because of the cap, because a lot of the animals are spawning over here during the day and the night, of course. But hopefully we're gonna be able to keep some animals inside over here and still have some of them kind of roaming around over here. But I have a lot of these stone over here where we don't really have that much variation. We just have stone and cobblestone and some gravel over here. Well, as I thought, the stack of pitch blocks didn't really last that long. The rocks look absolutely amazing, and we have like 10 of them kind of scattered around, and animals can just kind of climb up and down and enjoy themselves. But I still can't get over the fact of how amazing that little mountain over there looks like. And we have a lot of the rocks, but I'm pretty sure we may need to actually add another one maybe in this area. And I was thinking about what should we do next, and it's definitely a mud pit for the pigs. And I'm pretty sure we have like two patches over here that I kinda cleared out in this area and right over there. So maybe right here we can have like a little mud area and another one right there. And then I was thinking about some other decorations for the animals, but I really don't have that many ideas. So if you guys have any ideas for what we can do for maybe like sheep, I mean the pigs have their mud area. What would the sheep like? Honestly, I have no idea. I know I may place some hay bales for the cows so they can like eat while they're playing around over here. But one thing that I forgot to show you guys in the previous episode, and maybe you got some glimpse of it, but you can see at the back of our barn we have a giant wing sign. And to be honest, I was kind of tempted of doing a giant W, but then I was like, let's just do the whole name, and we have giant wing sign over here. It looks pretty amazing, and these are actually quartz blocks, so I had to go to the nether and buy some, but I think it was really worth it, because if I did it with the white concrete, it would just kind of match this a lot, and the quartz is a lot whiter than the white concrete, and that's still kind of weird to me. The white concrete still kind of looks like a light gray to me, but I'm not really sure what they were thinking when making that white color, but I guess it's not really that terrible. But the quartz just kinda stands out a little bit more, and I think it kinda fills up the area nicely, but there is still a lot more things that we could add over there, because it's definitely kinda flat and red. So if you guys have any suggestions for that as well, let me know in the comments. But I guess I need to go and buy some brown stuff, brown blocks. I'm pretty sure we're not gonna use any wood, because I really don't want to have to deal with this again. So we're just gonna go and maybe get some brown concrete powder and stuff like that, and figure out how we can do this mud pit for the pigs. There we go, the mud pits are done, and I also added some hay bales around the area to act as a food source. So right now our animals have a food source, they have a water source and a fun source, I guess. They can play in the mud and climb trees and rocks over here, which is really amazing. But honestly, I have no clue what else to add. So again, if you guys have any suggestions on what other fun things we can add for the animals, definitely let me know in the comments. But right now, the last thing I need to do is to just bone meal the whole area, and I got 7 stacks, but I'm not really sure if that's going to be enough. So we're gonna go to the front of our barn and basically start bone milling the whole area, and once we are done, we can officially finish up the episode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 67, 68, 69, 70, 137, 138, 139, 1632, 1633, 1634, and 1 million. Man, that was exhausting. Well guys, the bone meal definitely did it. Look how it brought the whole place to life. I love these colors and I think the animals are going to love it as well. But I guess this is all I have for today's episode. So if you guys have enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like down below and subscribe if you're new. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.